Hey there, everyone. It's Greg, and it's Thursday, September 7th already. And it's another episode of Unbreakable. Thank you for watching. Those of you who watch, and if you like the show, please subscribe or hit like or whatever. I appreciate it. Couple things we're going to talk about today. This one subject is just came up. I just got back from the grocery store, which is a whole different deal. Okay. Um, I like going to the grocery store. I think it's kind of fun. Um, but the weather, I'm not bitching. I'm not complaining. It's been very, very hot. The hottest summer on record, uh, ever, ever on the planet Earth. And here in Pennsylvania, it's been a little bit better. We've had our cool spots during the summer, not as bad as the West and the South, I admit. But it is for February, September the 7th. It's brutally hot outside here in Pennsylvania. And I just want to say, I don't know what you guys think of global warming. Um, I believe in it. I really, really do. There's something going on, and obviously, we, the humans of the planet, are making things worse. Um, it's me. This is just me. I am not going to let some goofy guy or goofy lady or goofy senator or legislator or whatever from Washington tell me what to do and tell me uh, there is no such thing as global warming. It's all in your mind. It's all part of the environment, blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. I can think for myself. I know what's going on. I have common sense. I'm sure you do too. I mean, we are just as smart as the jackasses in Washington, D.C. The only reason they're there is because we put them there. Okay. If it's our fault because we put them there. And they're not God. They're not telling us what to do. Okay. They're there to work for us, not to lecture us that, hey, it's nothing. Don't it is something. I mean, all you have to do is go outside and you see things aren't like they used to be. Things are changing. That's life. Life does change. In this instance, it's changing for the worst. And we had a lot to do with that change. Uh, I look back. I look back and hindsight is 2020, right? Uh, I look back at Al Gore. You remember Al Gore from Tennessee, ran for president. He should have been president back in 2000, if not for a few hanging chads or whatever. Um, and then the guy who got in eventually uh, took us to war for no reason. Well, that's a whole other story. But Al Gore knew what was going on because back then he talked about climate change. He knew how serious the problem was, and he wanted to do something about it back then. I really believe if Al Gore would have been president, like he should have been, we wouldn't be facing the crisis we're facing today. The sad thing is, it's only going to get worse unless we do something about it. And uh, I may not be around. I'm not going to be around forever. Not maybe. I'm not. I'm in the seventh inning stretch of my life. Uh, and I want the next generation to have a great life, quality of life, great earth to live on, uh, clean air, clean water, uh, and reasonable temperatures. You know, um, Hopefully we can still do something about it. You know, we just got to make the effort, and we need to stop listening to the jackasses in Washington D.C. who try to give us a lot of bull because they have an agenda, and that's the only reason. Think for yourself and use common sense. Okay, enough about that. Enough of that ranting. Hey, today you see my Eagles gear on. Well, they're not playing till Sunday, but it is the start of the NFL season tonight. the Detroit Lions are at Kansas City to play the Chiefs. And yesterday, I gave you, whatever it's worth, my NFC division winners, who I think are going to win the divisions this year. And as I said, I think the Eagles, the Falcons, the Vikings, and the 49ers are going to win their respective divisions. Now, we're going to talk about the AFC, which is the much tougher conference now, in large part because they have some of the best quarterbacks. I mean, you have Justin Herbert, who I think is very underrated, Patrick Mahomes, of course, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. Who can forget Joe Burrow? He's a great quarterback. And now Aaron Rodgers is over in the AFC with the Jets. You have some terrific quarterbacks over there. So the fight for the divisions and the playoff spots, it's going to be unreal. So who do I like in the divisions this year? Well, AFC East. Buffalo has been the perennial division winner for years now. I know the Jets are going to give them a really, really good test with Aaron Rodgers. The Jets have a really good young team. But I still think somehow, some way, Buffalo's going to win that division. Unless the Jets can beat Buffalo. And Monday night happens to be the first game on 9/11. The Jets play at home against the Bills. That's going to be a heck of a game. And that's going to go a long way to determining who's going to win that division. I still think Buffalo's going to win it, but the Jets are going to be right there at second place. New England has taken a real fall. I think they're going to finish in last. And Miami has a lot of speed, but I don't have enough faith in their quarterback. So I like the Bills to win the division one more time. AFC North, really one of the toughest divisions. I mean, you've got Cincinnati, who's tough. You've got an improved Pittsburgh team. You've got Baltimore, which is always tough. And you've got Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. And if he could play nearly what he used to be back in 2020, 2021, Cleveland's going to make some noise. That's a tough division. It really is. I want to say Cincinnati because they're so explosive. We don't know how Joe Burrow's health is going to be, though. I'm going to pull a surprise. I'm going to say Baltimore wins that division this year. I think Baltimore puts it together. Lamar Jackson has a really good year, and Baltimore wins. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh, our cross-state rival in the Steel City, has a really good year and makes the playoffs. They've got, I think, an underrated team, and I think the Steelers are going to have a good year. But I'm picking the Ravens to win that division. In AFC South, the Jaguars are the overwhelming favorite. They've got a good young team under Doug Peterson, former Eagles coach. I think they're going to win the division again. The one surprise team I would say in AFC South is the Houston Texans. Look for Houston to have a good year. I think they're going to have a good year. Maybe they won't make the playoffs, but they're not going to be the patsies that they used to be. Houston has an up-and-coming team, but Jacksonville wins the division. Now, AFC West. You break it down. I don't like the Raiders. I don't like the Broncos even a little bit. I think it's between the Chiefs, who are the Super Bowl champs, and the Chargers. One would say the Chiefs would win the division again, and they probably will. Although the Chargers, I love the Chargers. I love Justin Herbert. I love his receivers. I don't like their coach, though. I think their coach is going to cost them a few games this year. So I like Kansas City to win the division one more time. with the Chargers coming in a close second. So there are your division winners: the Bills, the the Ravens, the Jaguars, and the Chiefs. Now tomorrow we're going to talk about my predictions for the NFL playoffs. Who to look for in the playoffs this year, including the wild card teams. And then Saturday, we're going to take it to the limit and talk about the Super Bowl in February. Who's going to be there? Who's going to hoist the Lombardi Trophy in February? So that should be fun. Hey, I got one more thing to talk about before I leave you. This is on the internet, and it's a situation that I just want your opinion on, something to think about. This married couple just got married not long ago. When they had date night, you know, a lot of couples have date nights now, which is cool. You need that time alone. And they had date night. They kids were at home. They had an early dinner, and then they went to a movie. And they still had time before they were scheduled to go home. They planned to go home, so they were a little hungry again. So the wife especially wanted something to eat, and that's cool. And it was about 10 minutes to 10. And she decided she wanted pizza. So there happened to be this pizzeria open in their town, and she wanted to go and get a pizza. And that was cool. But it was 10 minutes to 10, and the place closes at 10 o'clock. She really wanted to go. In fact, they went. And not only, when they went in, the staff were kind of cleaning up, ready to call it a night, call and go home and rest up for the next day. Well, you know, this couple came in and they wanted dinner. They wanted a pizza, so that's fine. The staff were like, okay, but you see, it's like 9 minutes to 10. And but the wife said, I'm hungry, I want a pizza. So not only does she order the pizza, she orders a custom pizza with a lot of topping. It just takes a little longer to do. So that's fine. The husband, meanwhile, feels really, really kind of guilty. He knows what's going on. He sees the expression on the waiter's face and the people at the checkout and the other people in there that, hey, we want to leave. It's almost quitting time. We're ready to lock up. We're actually cleaning up here. And, you know, you probably aren't going to leave for another hour or so, maybe. So he felt kind of bad. And he started to argue with the wife right there in the pizzeria. And they kind of had words. And they ended up leaving and still not speaking. This was an ongoing issue. You can't let it go. And so I think it was him who posted something on one of the sites on the internet online, and he wanted to know whether he was wrong or his wife was in it. And his wife feels that, okay, they say they're open till 10 o'clock. They're open till 10 o'clock. That means that they are able to serve people until 10 o'clock. It doesn't matter. It could be 9:59 and it's not 10 o'clock yet. They are open till 10 o'clock. They are expected to serve people until 10 o'clock. That's what they advertise. That's their store hours, and that's fine. He, on the other hand, is feeling the exact opposite, that I get that, but let's use a little common sense, a little common courtesy, and let's say, showing up at the place 9 minutes to closing time and asking for a big dinner isn't isn't cool. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? It's something you guys could think about and talk about. Has that ever happened to you? How have you handled it in the past? Um, you know not to happen to anybody. I'm sure a lot of stores get customers at the last minute. Look how many people we see maybe running in, especially around Christmas time. Think about this when it's the malls are packed and people are running in to a store. It is close to closing time, but they want to go in and get that last gift. You know, I don't think they chase you out. I think they let you do what you need to do and then they close up. So I see it both ways. I see where the wife is justified in the fact that she's hungry and it's not her fault the movie let out late and she wants to get a bite to eat and the pizzeria is open till 10 and it's not 10 o'clock yet. And yet I see his point too. Uh, so who's right and who's wrong? Beats me. But I just thought it would be an interesting topic. Bring up to you guys. I have a similar situation to think about for tomorrow's show. So we'll see. Huh? Should be a good game tonight. Lions, the Phillies are off. Lions, Chiefs. I like the Lions to cover the 4.5 line. I think the Lions are going to be a good team this year. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be as hungry this year. If a team wins a Super Bowl or a World Series, there's a reason why it's really tough to get back to the championship game, let alone win it again. It's because, a lot of times other teams are gunning for you. You don't have the same drive, the same hunger as you did when you were going for that championship. And let's face it, to win a championship is a lot of work and it takes a lot of luck too. So even though Kansas City is playing at home tonight, they are missing the great Travis Kelce and some other key players. And I'm sure Patrick Mahomes is going to have a great game, like usual. But I like the Lions to at least cover the game. So let's see what happens tonight. Huh? All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Keep cool out there. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another episode of Unbreakable. You guys take care for now. Bye bye.